It is the most sacred and powerful object in history. A golden chest built to hold the very words of God, the stone tablets of the Ten Commandments. But it was more than a container. It was a weapon, a direct line to the divine, a holy object so powerful that to even look upon it or to touch it meant instant death. Ancient texts describe it leveling the walls of Jericho with its mere presence. It was said to part rivers and unleash divine fire upon the enemies of Israel. For centuries, it was housed in the most sacred place on earth, the Holy of Holies, the inner sanctuary of King Solomon's magnificent temple in Jerusalem. It was the heart of a nation, the symbol of God's covenant with humanity. And then, in the 6th century BC, it vanished. During the brutal siege and destruction of Jerusalem by the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar, the Ark of the Covenant was lost to history. There is no record of its capture, no mention of its destruction. It simply disappeared, sparking a 2,600-year-old mystery. Where did it go? Was it destroyed, captured, or hidden? For millennia, explorers, archaeologists, and believers have searched for it. Now we have a new kind of investigator. I have fed every piece of available data, biblical and historical texts, archaeological surveys, geographical maps, and the leading modern theories into an AI and tasked it with one of the greatest quests in human history: to find the Ark of the Covenant.
Initializing analysis. Objective: determine the highest probability scenario for the fate of the Ark of the Covenant following the siege of Jerusalem in 587 BC. Cross-referencing canonical and apocryphal texts, geological surveys of the Temple Mount, and historical records from the Babylonian, Persian, and Ethiopian empires. Evaluating primary theories based on evidence and logical consistency.
The AI began by analyzing the most straightforward theory, that the Ark was simply destroyed. When Nebuchadnezzar's army sacked Jerusalem, they burned the temple to the ground and looted its sacred treasures. The Bible lists in great detail the cups, the pillars, and the golden instruments that were taken back to Babylon, but it never mentions the Ark. Why?
Analysis. The omission of the Ark from the list of looted treasures is a significant data point. The Ark was the single most valuable object in the temple. Its capture would have been the ultimate symbol of victory for Nebuchadnezzar. The fact that it is not mentioned in either Judean or Babylonian records suggests with high probability that it was not captured during the main sacking of the city. The likelihood of its simple destruction in the fire, while possible, is diminished by this lack of a trophy record.
If it wasn't destroyed or captured, then it must have been hidden. This leads to the most enduring theory, that the priests of Solomon's temple, foreseeing the coming invasion, hid the Ark in a secret location. The most logical hiding place would be right under their feet. Ancient texts, including the Mishnah, describe the Temple Mount as being riddled with a complex network of secret vaults and tunnels. Could the Ark be there now, buried deep beneath one of the world's holiest and most contested sites?
Analysis. This is a high probability hypothesis. The Temple Mount is built on a foundation of karst limestone, a rock type known for natural caves and fissures, making the construction of subterranean chambers feasible. Modern GPR, ground-penetrating radar, and seismic surveys have confirmed numerous unexcavated voids and anomalies beneath the surface. Hiding the Ark in a dedicated subterranean vault is consistent with the Levite priests' duty to protect it at all costs. However, due to extreme political and religious sensitivities, direct archaeological verification of these voids is currently impossible.
A tantalizing possibility. The Ark could be just a few hundred feet below the surface, in a location we can see but never touch. But there is another, even more spectacular theory. A theory supported by an entire nation's history. This is the Ethiopian connection. The Ethiopian national epic, the Kebra Nagast, tells a different story. It claims that the Queen of Sheba had a son with King Solomon named Menelik. Years later, Prince Menelik traveled to Jerusalem to meet his father. When he left to return home, he secretly smuggled the Ark of the Covenant out of the temple and took it with him to Ethiopia for safekeeping. To this day, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church claims to have the Ark. They say it is housed in a small, unassuming chapel in the holy city of Axum, guarded by a single virgin monk who is the only person on earth allowed to see it. He is forbidden from ever leaving the chapel grounds, and he names his own successor upon his deathbed. I asked the AI, is this a national myth or a plausible reality?
Analysis. This theory presents a compelling, internally consistent narrative. While lacking direct external archaeological proof, there is significant circumstantial evidence. The ancient Jewish community in Ethiopia, known as Beta Israel, has traditions that predate the Babylonian exile, suggesting an early connection to Jerusalem. Furthermore, the modern-day rituals and structure of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church show clear influences from Old Testament Judaism that are not present in other Christian denominations. The narrative, while extraordinary, cannot be logically dismissed.
So we are left with three possibilities: a destroyed artifact, lost to the fires of history; a hidden treasure, buried just out of reach beneath a holy mountain; or a sacred relic, secretly guarded for millennia in a remote chapel in the heart of Africa. I asked the AI for its final verdict. After analyzing all the data, which of these is the most probable fate of the Ark of the Covenant?
While the hidden in Jerusalem hypothesis remains a strong possibility based on geographical logic, the Ethiopian narrative provides a more complete, albeit unverified, historical through-line. The centuries-long, unwavering dedication of an entire institution to guarding the object, combined with unique historical and religious traditions, gives this theory significant weight. The most logical conclusion is not a definitive location, but a probability ranking. The evidence suggests the Ark was not destroyed. The highest probability scenarios are that it remains hidden in an unexcavated chamber beneath the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, or that the artifact currently residing in Axum, Ethiopia, is indeed the authentic Ark of the Covenant.
The AI's verdict leaves us on the edge of discovery. The greatest archaeological prize in history may be sitting right now in a quiet chapel or in a dark tunnel, waiting. But the real question is, what do you think? Based on the evidence, which theory do you believe is the most likely? Let me know your vote in the comments below. Jerusalem, Ethiopia, or destroyed? There are still so many lost artifacts and forgotten histories for us to investigate. If you want to be a part of the next expedition, subscribe to the channel and join the search.